What's up, peoples? It's a terraformer, and let's do something quite odd. Yet another Mario World by Doownayr 98, and he made that Pokemon game that like everybody was playing at the same time, and it kind of got annoying. Which I don't necessarily, I haven't really played much of that hack. I mean, I haven't played much of what you see here in this hack either, but this one's technically Kaizo. I did not know that when I watched a playthrough of it by Chainfar, which should have gave it away, but you know, it's been a while. It was before I was looking at level design like I do now, and so I was trying it out last night, and I was doing meh. And then today I was actually able to do stuff, and I was like, I invested too much time in this to call it a nothing, so I figured let's make a video and show off what I did. Welcome to my game. If you're expecting just a standard let's rescue Peach plot, you're sorely mistaken. There will be no mercy. And he's right. Starting right at the first level, you have some tricky parts, but I mean, once you play it a few times, it's actually not that bad. I'm tired of being used as a sacrifice in these hacks, Yoshi. Oh, I think there's a level devoted to that, if I'm not mistaken. I know there's one with the glitch, with the chain thing hanging on. Yes, okay, so there's a little Kaizo reference thing there. This is obviously post-commentary, I mean, really. I played through this so many times, it's kind of ridiculous, but tool lists, kind of. I mean, everything I'm like doing as a legit run will be toolless, but I do some learning with rewinds, especially in the next level. This level I didn't really have to. This part will kill you the first time you do it because you gotta make sure you run and you do that. So there's little parts like that where you kind of just have to die to learn and without using tools, which might have been the intention of this hack. I'm not sure, because considering the difficulty of it and considering I was hearing the word Kaizo thrown about when I was describing it. So, you know, you come over here and we're up to our first little flying section. You can soar through the air and you balance, and I think you'd know that already if you're doing X to do 180, and I did it once, and then I couldn't recreate it on camera, but, you know, and I got the 3-up moon too, which is over to the right, but that's like what happened half the time when I first started it, and then I was able to get it pretty consistently, actually. It was pretty cool. I mean, I never really was good at flying before this. I never really did anything involving flying, except, like, the little bit in non-required areas, but here it's definitely required. So you do that, and then, yep, you do that, and I was able to get it second try. I mean, second try of this recording. I mean, there was like 3 other recordings before this, not to mention practice last night and today. Yeah, this took a long time. It was probably about like 40 minutes. 40 minutes of content, and I shrunk it down to 11 minutes because you don't need to see that. And all of that time is spent on this next level, for the most part. For the most part. Because it's like a really short level, but it's what they want, what he wanted you to do is like ridiculous. You do that, go up there, and then you gotta time with these things, and it's like if they're even out a smidgen, that hitbox is there, and you fall right into there. So that happens, and I showed off quite a few deaths here. I even showed off one, like, and there's an invisible ball there, so you kinda, it pushes you back so that you fly into the thwomp, basically. Yeah, so dealing with that was pretty fun, and yep, that's where I showed it. I could have showed more of it, like me just blatantly jumping into it. This is hard. That's a thing that happens, and you gotta bait the thwomp, do that, and then not that, but you'll see what you do in a sec. Yep, right here. right here I show it. I show it all the way to the end, and then I don't get it for like 20 more minutes, but you know. So there you go. That's how you get into that tube. And what's in the tube, you might ask? These guys. One and go. That's how you gotta deal with that. And then this guy's kind of scary, but you know, once you, like, you gotta not jump into hammers. That doesn't work, Mario. And gaming over, like I wasn't using save states for unlimited lives. But really, I don't really like doing that. I'd rather there be a decent enough life farming spot. I mean, really, these levels are... I know it's technically the easy part of the game and stuff, but still, there could have been a sort of life farming thing. I can't do all this in 5 lives. So that's... I mean, I was watching this guy, World Peace, who does... He made cool but cruel, the Kaizo hack, but he does some of them without tools, and yeah, I was watching that a lot last night, and that's kind of what influenced me to try this out. But I kind of forgot what I was gonna say there, but you know, he was doing that, and that happened again, and a lot, you aren't seeing like half of the deaths, not even close to half, maybe like a quarter of the deaths. It took quite a while. I don't know why I was so determined, but I just like, I felt it, I had it in muscle memory, I could do it without tools, and I was like, I'm doing it, I gotta show this off, so. And I don't know if this is going to be a project or what the hell it's gonna be. It's gonna be every once in a while, if I get more progress, then I will show it off, and you know, that's just how it goes. Definitely not a main project by any sort of imagination, and actually like screwed up the whole visual aspect, but I cleaned it up real nice. You can't tell, but you can tell with the title screen, because half of Mario is cut off when he goes to the bottom place. Yep. And I wait a bit for a second here, I'm just like, I beat that, I am, wow, finally on camera, because I did beat it before that, and, yeah, the next level is the only level where I got farther, or like, a little farther than I got earlier. Yoshi's second, and this level is all about bullet jumping. We got some Kirby music, Kirby Adventure, I believe, for the Game Boy, possibly. It's a forest theme, you've heard it in hacks before, but yeah, this is a fairly, not really older, but you know, I think it's been around longer than it says on the title screen, since it's like the Super Edition version, I don't know, possibly more levels, I don't know, that's mainly my, I guess, concern if you're gonna re-release something, and I died there, and go up here, and I'm probably gonna die again, and I died again. So lots of dying, and you like, that's another thing, you can't tell like how many times I died, because it's just stuck there at 1, and that's pretty boring. But you have this, and you gotta get up there, but there's a muncher there, so you gotta die. I don't know, but this is a pretty tricky jump, and then I died there again, and come around here, not really sure why I'm showing this again. I already got past this in the main, but you know, I'm not the best editor. I try to edit as best as I can, but it just doesn't work. I don't really understand why people are lazy with it. It's like, if you set it up correctly, you can do it pretty damn simply. And here's where I decide, you know, I'm gonna learn this part with a rewind, and I'm just gonna show it, because why not? Because this is the learning experience sometimes, not always, sometimes I can just accept the death, and I was like, okay, got it. And then I was like, I kinda gotta do something first. Suicide! And since I don't make it through this level, I'm not showing like this run from the beginning, because this is the last run technically. I don't technically die after this. I mean, I do, but I rewinded it, so or not really died. It's not death. It's a puzzle, so it's like you kind of can fuck yourself type deal. Here is pretty much me just throwing stuff around for a good 20 minutes. Not really, but it's a lot longer than it had to be, and it's still long with editing. Like, literally, there's gonna be a cut right here. There's gonna be another cut in about 5 seconds. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing here. I guess I thought, like, because sometimes if you put it into not far enough, you'll get stuck, or not stuck, but you'll just kind of drop out. Sometimes with the item, sometimes not, and that's even worse, but, you know, and this time I do it, like, first try. That was, like, so badass. I was like, yes! But I think I was talking to somebody, actually. That was probably what was going on. Because yeah, if I'm downstairs recording, there's no stopping intrusions. So, right here, you gotta use both them, and the timing is extremely precise, and you gotta make sure that run is, like, it counts, because, yep, and you're gonna need that B-switch, so... Yep, little frustrated, so come back here and actually do it, just some practicing, not the real run by any stretch of the imagination. I actually saw the guy do it on his channel, so I'm not sure if he was tassing though, he kind of looked like he was, not gonna lie, but I really don't care, although I was all on the, like, well, the author has to be, like, intended it without tools. Like, no, if I want to try it without tools, I'm gonna try it without tools. Like, it might take me a while, but I'm getting better. I think so. I don't know. Well, as long as I'm progressing forward, not backward, and I can learn to play certain things and just show them off. I don't know. That's pretty cool, I think. It was interesting to me last night when it was, like, one of the first times I saw it, but, you know, that happens. Although I've seen the original Kaizo done without, so there's that. And there's me ending the video.